So Cyril Gane doesn't even deserve a title fight. I think they should rerun that Volkov versus Gane 3. Winner.
Volkov versus Gane 3? Are you crazy?
Yes.
Over Curtis Blades versus Cyril Gane?
What do you mean? Curtis Blades is fighting a random nobody on the next pay-per-view.
Exactly, because the division's not going anywhere.
Because John Jones is holding it up.
So you're saying John Jones is holding up the entire
John
division?
Jones is the reason why the heavyweight division is in such disarray.
And now if he beats Tom Aspinall.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Hardcore and the Casual podcast. I'm your host, Justin, and as always, we have our UFC champion and UFC Battle for the Bank holder, Elijah. How you doing, Elijah?
Doing good.
So the video is posted. It is now confirmed. How are you feeling about your newest piece of hardware over there?
You know, feeling very, very proud. Very, very proud.
Yeah, so we are going to be doing a review for Sandhagen versus Figueiredo today, and then we are going to be doing predictions for UFC 315. If you guys don't know what that is the Battle for the Bank. He is champ, he is Battle for the Bank, he can't cash in on himself, but he has like 2 months until the next UFC Battle for the Bank goes up for him to cash in that briefcase, so he can basically hold on to it until he loses the belt. I assume, hopefully, you hope to not lose the belt.
Yeah.
But if you do lose the belt, you are able to cash in and win it right back. So, I am going to be trying to beat you for that title this weekend. And we are going to be doing our prediction video for it. So, to get right into it, we are going to get into Sandhagen versus Figueiredo. There was a lot of stuff to talk about on that card. And then we are going to move over and we are going to talk about UFC 315 Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. Yes. So, to start off, we had Jeremy Stephens returning in a banger of a fight against another returning Mason Jones.
Ooh.
So, Mason Jones picked up the decision win. That fight was a banger. I loved watching that fight. They were boxing, they were kickboxing, they were wrestling. Jeremy, in the last round, got taken down and held down, but up until that, it was a banger of a fight. Jeremy didn't look like he was out of his depth, per se, but it's past Jeremy Stephens' prime. He's a featherweight who moved up to lightweight and got beat up by another lightweight. He put up a fight, but
wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. I mean, I don't want to make any jokes about, like, you know, who the fuck is that guy, but, like, he did good. I mean, I thought that he was going to do worse than he did, but he actually did good. I think did I pick Jeremy Stephens? I might have, but, yeah, no, he got beat up, basically. So, moving up, we had Cameron Smotherman versus Siri Seedy.
Mm-hmm.
Siri Seedy won. I didn't really get to watch this fight much. I was a little busy during this fight. I did get to watch the next fight, though, Montel Jackson versus Daniel Marcos. I got to take back everything I said about Montel Jackson. He's really good. Some of his fights in the past, I wasn't that impressed with, but this one really did impress me. Daniel Marcos is a really good fighter, 17-0, now 17-1. So clearly Montel Jackson has something. He did lose a couple. He lost 2 fights in the UFC that I thought he probably should have won.
Yeah.
1 second. But other than that, he did really good in this fight. I was very impressed. He got the decision win. So Daniel Marcos probably going to be going back to the drawing board, probably going to be fighting more unranked guys. Montel Jackson, I think you give him a ranked opponent.
Yeah.
He might be ranked 14 already, I think, maybe.
Give him like a 10 or a 7.
Yeah, let's see what the bantamweight division is looking like today, because I think that this is actually an important fight for the future of the bantamweight division. Montel Jackson definitely deserves a higher ranked opponent at this point. Let's see. So, bantamweight division. Montel Jackson is ranked 14th right now.
Okay.
He is ranked 1 position above who's going to be fighting Jose Aldo this weekend. So maybe you do Montel Jackson versus Jose Aldo if he wins. I mean, that'd be a good fight for him to get a name on his record.
Strong.
He has been. He's Jose is 11 in the rankings at bantamweight.
Oh.
So, that might be a good fight for him if Jose Aldo makes it through Zahabi this weekend. Mario Batista has a fight lined up. I don't think they're going to give him Cejudo. Rob Font will fight anyone. Maybe Rob Font up at 8. But I definitely think you give him a good opponent. I haven't seen Marcus McKee in a while, and I'm not too big on Kyle Phillips. I don't think he's one of the greatest, but any of those guys. Montel Jackson deserves a ranked opponent now. Yeah. All right, moving up. We had Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Daniel Rodriguez, D-Rod. D-Rod knocked him out in the third round.
Are you serious?
There was some hard pictures from that fight of Daniel Rodriguez like flexing while like Santos is like stumbling around in the background like about to pass out, and Rodriguez is just celebrating his victory. It's some of the hardest photos I've seen from a UFC fighter. He looked really good. He KO'd him. He was smooth. He was slick. It was a fun fight. And I mean, oh man, I'd say give D-Rod another ranked opponent now, but like, oh man. This was an impressive performance, but I think he gets stomped by most of the welterweight division right now. The welterweight division is so good right now. Maybe Jeff Neal needs an opponent or something. I don't know, man. I like D-Rod fighting unranked guys. But yeah, if you go back, you watch that KO. It was a slick KO.
Definitely.
Speaking of slick KOs, Renner to Ryder.
Oh my gosh. The Bo Nickel hype train is now finally over.
Okay, come on. Let's be serious here. It's not over. It's been stalled out.
I told you it was going to come down to the striking.
It did come down to the striking. Honestly, I think Bo should have just went in there like Chimaev does and just ran right through him, tackled him to the ground, and just tried to beat him up on the ground. I feel like he was very tentative in how he was going for his takedowns. They were kind of doing a lot of clinch grappling. Maybe Renato Ryder's just really good at defending takedowns, but I saw the GM3 fight. I don't know, man. I think Bo Nickel could have just ran right through him.
Yeah.
Just straight up, just tackled him to the ground. But he didn't, and he let Renato Ryder start slamming those knees while in the clinch. Up against the cage, Renato Ryder just kept on kneeing him in the gut over and over and over. And then eventually that one big one at the end that got him. Bo was covering that too. Like he knew that knee was coming. And Renato Ryder just got it right over the arm. Like Bo was covering good. He snuck it right in. It was a really good shot. Renato Ryder probably going to get a high-ranked opponent next. Probably like a Jared Cannonier, I'd think. Like high-ranked opponent next. And Bo Nickel is going to get back to beating Cody Brundages and stuff. Like unranked opponent. He's going to get freaking, I don't know. Who else is in that division that they throw at him?
That's what, 170?
Finney. Yeah, give him Finney. Give him the really big dude, Finney. Yeah, that would be a good fight. But this is 185.
185. Don't Paulo Costa.
No, because Paulo Costa's still ranked. Bo Nickel needs to fight more unranked guys.
Paulo Costa versus Bo Nickel. I think that's a good fight.
I think that would have been a good fight until the Renato Ryder fight just happened. And now I feel way less confident that Bo Nickel even has a shot. I think Bo needs to fight more unranked guys. I think Paulo Costa should be unranked. Just to make that clear, I don't think Paulo Costa deserves his ranking. But also, I do think I think that Paulo Costa is still high level. Because he can compete with those high level guys like Whitaker and Vittori. He just can't win.
Yeah.
And I don't think that warrants him being in the top 15, but I also understand that he's one of the better guys in the middleweight division.
Yeah.
I just think that
he's still better than Bo Nickel.
I just think that he needs to beat someone in the top 15 before that he can be ranked in the top 15. He literally has 0 wins over anyone in the company.
What's the Ryder ranked?
He's like, now, he was like 14th. I think he might have moved up a spot or two. Let's see. Nah, he's still ranked 13.
Paulo Costa versus the Ryder.
Paulo Costa is ranked 12. I think that would be a good fight. He's ranked 1 spot above him. Apparently, we're getting Brendan Allen versus Marvin Vittori's getting set up. I don't know what Khalil Bahalio's doing, but he's too high ranked. I mean, Roman Deladze, Anthony Hernandez, any of those fights would be fun. The middleweight division is so much fun right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bo Nickel needs to get back on the drawing board. I think he needs to take more of a Chimaev approach from now on, rather than like trying to point fight and then like get in the clinch. I think he actually just needs to run people over, just steamroll people like Chimaev does. I think that's the best strategy for Bo.
Definitely.
But I mean, That liver is going to be his weakness from now on. Everyone's going to aim for that liver from now on. You know that. That's going to be every fight. They're going to game plan, aim for the liver, every fight. So he's got to watch out for that. He's got to work on that. But congrats, Renato Ryder, and good luck to Bo Nickel. His hype chain is not over. You know he's going to be on a pay-per-view in his next fight. He's going to be fighting some random unranked guy, and then as soon as he's going to dominate the guy, and then the hype train's going to be back, just like Rojas Jr. He lost one fight. Now he's on a 4-fight win streak, and all of a sudden he's this massive prospect again. It's just how it works. Bo will be back. A lot of people are going to be mad at me for saying that, but I mean, come on, we know how the UFC works. This isn't me saying my opinion. This is me saying how the UFC works. He's going to get an unranked guy who he could just steamroll over and over. He's going to get back on his hype train, and then he's going to get another top 15 opponent, just like Rojas. They're going to take that exact same route, and we all know it. So, well, whether you like him or not, that's just how it is. Lastly, we've got Corey Sandhagen versus Davison Figueiredo. Corey Sandhagen gets the TKO in the second round due to injury. I'm hearing word that Figueiredo was already injured coming into the fight, so I don't think he was coming in fresh. Can't take anything away from Corey. Corey looked amazing in the fight, mixing up his takedowns, his striking. He looked great. Figueiredo just kept going for knee bars. That's all he did. He kept going for leg locks, knee bars, heel hooks, anything he could get his hands on with Corey's extremities. He kept on going for it, and I think that plays well to the fact that he might have had an injury. Yeah. He didn't want to actually fight. He wanted to try and hold on to him and see if he could just ride out, maybe get a sub.
Definitely.
And then eventually Corey rolled him over while they were in a knee bar position, and Figueiredo's knee popped. They were just in some sort of weird scramble where their knees were together. And
Figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah, Ric Flair type shit. Exactly. And then all of a sudden Figueiredo just started giving up. He started tapping out, and apparently his knee popped, but I think that might have been a previous injury that he had coming into the fight.
My question for you is, where do you think this puts Corey Sandhagen, and where do you think this puts Davison Figueiredo matchmaking-wise?
Corey should either get the fight with Petr Yan or the rematch with Umar. I think that one of those makes sense. I think the Petr Yan fight would make more sense, because I think Corey's gotten much better since the last time they fought. I think Petr Yan has always been exactly how good he is. Yeah. I don't really think Petr Yan has gotten better, per se.
Maybe sharper?
Maybe, but I think that he's... I haven't seen anything from Petr Yan to say that he has actually gotten better since back then. Yes. He was really good back then, and he's really good now. You could see the progression in Corey Sandhagen's game. And he lost very slim margins in that fight. He lost, but each round was fairly close. If Corey could add in takedowns and mix up his game, he might have grown enough since that fight. That was 4 years ago. He might have grown in the last 4 years enough to beat Petr Yan this time. So I'd say do the Petr Yan fight. Winner gets the title fight against the winner of O'Malley versus Merab. And then for Figueiredo, he's probably going to need time for his injury, so you have him sit out for a little while. I'd like him versus Umar. That'd be fun, but I don't want to see Umar sit out that long to wait for Figueiredo to get better. So, if Triple C is not retired yet, Figueiredo versus Triple C would be so much fun.
The Triple C wants to keep fighting.
Then I want to see Figueiredo versus Triple C.
Triple C actually was offering to fight O'Malley before the whole Merab 2 fight. Yeah. And I thought that would have been a good fight, but I think if O'Malley wins the belt, he still wants to call out Triple C just because. Yeah. Because that's an entertaining fight.
I think that Triple C would need to win a fight first. I think that the Figueiredo fight would be fun. I think that Triple C versus Umar would be fun. I just don't know where to go with Figueiredo right now since he's injured.
Triple C's he's not even too washed either. He can still compete at a high level.
Yeah, I mean, the Song Yadong fight wasn't great for him, but he got eye poked. He was losing. Yeah. He was losing, but he got eye poked, so it wasn't the worst thing in the world for him. But overall, I mean, Song Yadong is still there too. I mean, Song Yadong versus Figueiredo. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. He'd have to just wait. Figueiredo, we don't know what to do with Figueiredo yet because he's injured. We don't know how long he's going to be out for, and I don't want to see anyone wait on the sidelines just to fight him. He's top 5 in the division, so no matter what, he's going to come back and get a good opponent, no matter what. Yeah. So, but that's basically it for that card. It was a really good card. I was entertained all the way through. But it is now time to move over into our predictions for UFC 315 Bilal Muhammad versus JDM. We have our boards right here, so we're going to jump right into it. We're going to go down the entire card. We're going to do the whole from the prelims to the main card. If you guys don't care about our prelim coverage, then just cut forward a little bit. We'll be on the main card in a couple of minutes. So,
it's UFC 315.
315. The first fight of the card is Brad Katona fighting on the early prelims of a Canadian card, and he's from Canada, the 2-time TUF winner, versus Bekzat Al-Makhan. Did I pronounce that fairly correctly?
Yes.
Good enough for me. All right, so we've got Brad Katona, the 2-time TUF winner from Canada, where they're going to be fighting, versus BA. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. Brad Katona 16-4. BA is 11-2. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I got Brad Katona. We both got Brad Katona. All right. Pretty sure that's one of Connor's guys, like one of the guys that trains with Connor. Even though he's from Canada, I think he flies out to train with Connor. I think that's what I heard from the TUF season. Next up, we've got Daniel Santos versus Lee Jung Young. Lee Jung Young, I think that's how you pronounce it. Daniel Santos is 12-2, and Lee is 11-2. Real similar records. I don't know anything about these guys. It's a featherweight division bout.
Never heard anything about these guys before.
Yeah, really. I see Brazilian guy, and I usually go for Brazilian guy. Daniel Santos. Yeah, I think that's a fair choice. We both went for Daniel Santos.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we've got another Canadian, Marc-Andre Barriault versus Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva being one of the guys that have taken Alex Pereira to a decision before. Hasn't been on a very good streak lately. Has lost to like Chris Weidman and stuff. The double eye poke. If anyone remembers that. Marc-Andre Barriault, he lost to, I think, Joe Pyfer in his last fight. Got knocked out. I think in Canada, maybe. So yeah, Marc-Andre is 16-9, and Bruno Silva is 23-12. Jeez. All right. 3, 2, 1. Flip. Bruno Silva, we're exactly the same on all of our picks so far, so. All right. Moving on up to the prelims, we have, 1 second. We've got Navajo Sterling, one of Israel Adesanya's teammates that he's been touting as the future of the light heavyweight division, versus Ivan Earslin. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Navajo is 6-0, and Ivan is 14-4-0 and 1 no contest. All right, I got my pick. 3, 2, 1. Navajo Sterling.
Oh, so we're tied on
We are all the same. I need a new marker because this one is done up. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. That works. All right. Next up, we've got... Yeah, this is going to be hard to pronounce. Modestus Bukakis.
Yes.
I know the last name Bukakis. I can't pronounce that first name. You want to give that first name a shot? Modestus? I think it's Modestus Bukauskis.
Yeah.
Does that seem right? Modestus Bukauskis versus the Hulk, Ian Cutelaba. Cutelaba's coming off a big win over Ibo Aslan, and Bukauskas, I don't remember what his last fight was. I feel like he got knocked out in his last fight, though. Maybe he didn't, though. Maybe he won. I think he actually... I don't know.
So
all right, let's just pick. 3, 2, 1. I got Bukauskas.
I got Ion Kutaleba.
Okay. We finally have a differing pick. I got Bukauskas, and he's got Kutilaba. It's a fun name to say. All right. Next up, former strawweight champion of the world, Jessica Andrade, versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. Jessica Andrade is 26-13, and Jasmine is 13-3. Jessica Andrade is like the Gilbert Burns of this division. Like, gets 2 really good wins in short notice, and then like 1 really bad loss, like that just sets them back. Same thing with Jessica Andrade. She does the same thing. She takes short notice fights. She takes a lot of fights. She fights a lot. She wins a lot, but then it always comes down to the one that matters. She loses. I don't think this is that fight. 3, 2, 1. Jessica Andrade. You got Jasmine Jasudavicius. Okay. I think that Jessica Andrade probably gets a knockout. Maybe? Let's see. We'll find out. Next up, we've got the main event of the prelims. Mike Malott versus Charles Radke. I know Radke was the guy that got knocked out by Carlos Pratas with that knee to the liver.
When are you fighting nerds?
Yeah. Well, no, he's not a fighting nerd. He got knocked out by Carlos Pratas. I don't know anything else about him, but I know Mike Malott, and Mike Malott is very good. I mean, he's had 1 loss, and it was to Neil Magny, and he was beating the fuck out of Neil Magny until literally the last minute of the fight when Neil Magny won. Yeah. So I know Mike Malott is good, and I know Charles Radke.
Is that where Neil Magny won on the ground?
Yeah, he like took him down, and he just kept on ground and pounding him until the
that
fight was
DDP and Strickland 1, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I think that was like the opening fight to DDP versus Strickland 1. All right, 3, 2, 1. Mike Malott.
Yeah, Mike Malott.
All right. I'm glad that we at least have 2 differing answers on this card, so I at least have a shot at winning this belt. Okay, on to the main card. I am very sad. I wanted to see Benoit Saint-Denis versus Joel Alvarez. It's not going to happen, though. So instead, we've got Benoit Saint-Denis versus, I think, the Canadian Kyle Propolic. And I'm pretty sure he's Canadian, so he's going to be fighting in his home. Benoit Saint-Denis, I was assuming, was going to get the hometown reaction, being French in Canada. Now, I don't think he's going to get the hometown reaction anymore. Now, I think everyone's going to cheer for Kyle. Benoit Saint-Denis is on a downslide, but he is still good. I don't know. Okay, 3, 2, 1, BSD.
I got BSD.
Yeah, I think 18-8 is a crazy record.
It's just put up against someone like
yeah, especially when you're like debuting in the UFC in a Canadian card on a main card of a pay-per-view. Granted, a pay-per-view not a lot of people are probably going to watch, but you know. Why do the Canadians get the worst pay-per-views every time? Like, every time. I feel bad for you guys. All right, next up, we've got the former flyweight champion Alexa Grasso versus Natalia Silva. Obviously, Grasso has had her trilogy with Valentina Shevchenko recently, picking up a win, a draw, and then a loss. And Natalia Silva, I can't really tell you much about, but she is, I think, top 5 in the division now. This is going to be a fun fight, and we'll probably decide who's fighting Valentina next. If Natalia Silva wins, she'll probably get the next fight. If Weili doesn't move up, very confusing situation. All right, let's see. 3, 2, 1. I've got Grasso.
I got Natalia.
You've got Silva. Did you have Grasso down first, or did you?
Okay, so when you said the whole, I want the division to change up. I don't want Shevchenko's champion no more. I want to see new female champions.
I don't think Natalia Silva is that person, though. I don't think she'd beat Valentina Shevchenko. Even if she does make it through Grasso, I don't think she beats Shevchenko. I think Manon Fiorot, who's in the co-main event, has the best shot at beating Valentina Shevchenko, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We'll talk about that when we get there. Just wanted to mention a little bit, Natalia Silva probably positions herself very good if she gets this win. And I don't think Grasso, if she gets this win, gets another title fight. I just don't. You've got Weili there. You've got... I just don't think... I don't think Grasso needs another fight with Valentina Shevchenko or for a title period. She probably needs like 2 more wins. All right. Jose Aldo versus Arman Zahabi. I mentioned it earlier. Arman Zahabi is 15. Jose Aldo is 11. This is going to be a fun fight if it's not completely boring. Jose Aldo has almost the same finish rate as Bilal Muhammad. I just want to let everyone know that. So, Jose Aldo is an exciting fighter. He's not a finisher, though. Or at least he hasn't been in a really long time. Man, yeah, come on. Why? 3, 2, 1, Jose Aldo.
AZ.
Oh, you went with Arman Zahabi. I was going to say, like, why would I go against him? But, like, I don't know, man. I think Jose Aldo is still plenty good. I think he will point fight to a decision like he does a lot. No offense to anyone who likes Jose Aldo. He is a point fighter now. And I don't know much about Arman Zahabi. I know that he's good. I know that he's number 15 ranked, so that he must be good. He must be decent at fighting. So he'll probably give Jose Aldo enough trouble to make Jose Aldo look slightly more washed than he did in his last fight against Mario Batista.
He should.
I think that every fight now, Jose Aldo is going to look more and more washed. Even in wins, I think it's going to happen. Sadly, I think he probably should have stayed retired when he retired the first time, but it's whatever. All right. Now, Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot. This is a difficult one. So Valentina is 24-4-1, obviously coming off of her trilogy with Alexa Grasso, and coming off of like an 11-fight win streak before that. Manon Fiorot, 12-1. I don't think she's lost in the UFC yet. She has wins over Rose, Aaron Blanchfield to get this spot. Oh, man, I don't know. Yeah, she's going to point fight to a win. 3, 2, 1. Manon Fiorot. I think she's going to point fight to a decision win. I think Valentina is going to try and get takedowns. I think Fiorot is going to be working tirelessly to stop that. She saw the last fight with Alexa Grasso. She does not want that to be repeated in this fight. I think that is the way to victory for Valentina. She's probably going to keep on shooting takedowns. I think Manon is going to be prepared for that. I don't think she's going to get taken down, and if she does, I think she's going to make her way back up. And I think she'll be able to point fight and keep Valentina at enough of a distance to win round by round. I don't see a knockout happening. And maybe this will move the division further. It'll be really sad to not get Valentina Shevchenko versus Weili, though. Like title, like champ versus champ.
Yeah.
Weili versus Valentina. That was going to be the fight to make. Manon deserved her opportunity. 100% deserves this opportunity. I wanted to see Valentina versus Weili so bad. It's whatever though. If Valentina wins, you do the Weili fight.
Yeah.
If Manon wins, I think Weili versus Manon is probably going to happen next. I think no matter what, Weili is moving up and getting the next title fight against whoever's champ.
Yeah.
The Manon fight wouldn't be as much of a draw. I think the Valentina fight would be much better, so I'm rooting for Valentina. I think Manon's going to win, though. You got anything you want to say about this fight?
Nah, I don't got too much to say.
All right. Then we will get into our main event, where there is a lot to talk about in this main event. Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena, JDM. Crap. It's so hard to... All right. Let's just write it. Yeah, come on. Let's just do it. You have yours written already? 3, 2, 1.
Bilal Muhammad.
By split decision. I got Bilal Muhammad by split decision. Yeah, Belal Muhammad's really good at grappling. He keeps on saying that he's going to fight Jack Della Maddalena standing up. He said he's going to box like Canelo, and he said he's not going to take Jack Della Maddalena down. I think that's stupid, and I think that he's going to shoot for his crotch 12 seconds into the fight. I don't think it's going to take very long. I think Jack's going to land one good kick to his sternum or something, one good jab, and Belal's going to be shooting. He's got to stop saying he's got hands like Canelo. That's ridiculous. Prove it.
He outstruck Leon Edwards.
Because Leon was afraid of the takedown, and he shelled up the entire time. This is all Leon did the whole fight, was he shelled up and he waited, and then all of a sudden Belal got to his legs. Like, he was just gun-shy. I don't think Jack's going to be as gun-shy, but that comes with the opposite effect, is that Jack's going to push the pressure, which means Belal's going to change levels and take him down as soon. He's going to do what Ian Gary just did against Pratas. Every time Jack takes a step forward, Belal's going to shoot on him and try and break that pressure. Do I think Jack can get a knockout? Yeah, he did it against Gilbert Burns, so I think he could land a knee or a good uppercut or something. I really hope he does. I want to see this division actually have an entertaining champion. Yeah. I know there's a lot of Belal Muhammad lovers out there, but I don't get it. He's not entertaining. He's never been entertaining. Sure, his character has been getting a little more entertaining, the way he talks, the way he does promos and stuff. But it's a matter of when the bell rings.
Yeah.
When the bell rings, he shoots for people's crotches and he holds them down the entire fight. They get back up and then he takes them back down. It's very boring. He has no striking. And I don't know, man. There's so many people at this top of this welterweight division. You've got Islam, who's probably going to fight Jack Della Maddalena if Jack wins. You've got Sean Brady, number one contender. You've got Usman versus Buckley. You've got Ian Gary there now. You've got Rakhmonov out with injury. You've got so many guys in the top of this welterweight division. And I'd like Jack Della Maddalena to fight any of those more than I'd want to see Belal fight any of those.
We need Belal to win so Islam could fight Ilya.
Ilya doesn't deserve a fight against Islam. Ilya needs to fight a lightweight contender, beat them, and then get a title fight. What has he done? Okay, so Islam gets 3 title defenses, has held the belt for like 4 years, and he's not allowed to move up to welterweight yet. But Ilya gets 2 wins in 1 year and gets to just move up and get an automatic title fight. Tom Aspinall has to sit out and defend his interim title and not fight the champion, but Ilya gets a title fight right away? How's that make any sense?
Ilya just knocked out some of the greatest featherweights in UFC history.
Okay.
And in a short amount of time.
I agree.
And he's ran through the division. And
he has not run through the division.
There's no one in that division who could beat Ilya right now.
I agree. That doesn't mean he's... Well, no. I think that Evloev has a shot at beating anyone in the featherweight division because he's got the grappling. And if you can't handle the grappling, then you're just going to get... You're just going to get held down the entire fight. Because there's so many other guys at the top of that rankings. Arman, Charles, Justin Gaethje. There are 3 guys in lightweight that have more of a claim to a title fight than Ilya does right now.
Definitely not Arman. Arman has to sit.
Arman has beaten Charles Oliveira. And I don't care what anyone says. He beat him decisively. There was no argument. I don't know where this argument comes from that Charles Oliveira beat Arman.
We can
do Gaethje versus Ilya and Arman versus Charles. Boom.
No, Arman versus Patty.
That's fine too. But all I'm saying is Ilya does not... No, Charles does not...
Or Ilya versus Charles.
No. Yeah. Arman is way more deserving of Charles. Think about it. Charles went out with injury and missed his shot at the title. Arman went out with injury and missed his shot at the title. Arman has beaten Charles, so obviously, if they've both been out with injury and both of them missed their shot, Arman has beaten Charles. Arman deserves the title fight more. What? I don't know where... In what world did Charles Oliveira beat Arman at UFC 300? I've never understood this argument. People always say, oh, well, getting someone in a submission attempt should count towards something, like he almost finished the fight. Yeah, well, Arman got out of the submission attempt, so that should count to something too. Like, this guy sucks at submissions. I was able to just get right out of it.
No, there's
like
no
that should defense. Count towards it too.
So you're saying defense should count as much as offense?
No, I am saying that it should count for something. And I'm saying that in that third round, Arman was beating the fuck out of Charles Oliveira, got caught in one submission at the end of the round, didn't submit, and now all of a sudden Charles won the fight? No, that's bullshit. That's not how it works. It's about damage. It's not about, ooh, I almost got you in a submission. You didn't get him in a submission. You failed. You were a failure at your submission attempt. That is what I am saying. Charles Oliveira failed at 5 submission attempts. So you could say he was almost successful. No, he failed at 5 submission attempts. That's how you have to look at it.
He failed or he got tired.
No, Charles Oliveira failed at 5 attempps. Round. He failed. That is how you have to look at it. He failed to finish the fight.
That's not the scoring criteria.
Arman, it's about domination. It's about damage.
He dominated the submission.
No, he didn't. He dominated the submission for 10 seconds of a 5-minute round.
Did you watch the fight?
Yes, I did. I watched it live. Arman won literally 14 minutes of a 15-minute fight. He won 14 minutes of it.
It was a close fight all the way around.
No, it wasn't. Arman dominated 14 minutes of a 15-minute fight. The submission attempt in the last round was 30 seconds long. The submission attempt in the first round was 30 seconds long. So Charles won 1 minute.
Arman still doesn't get a title fight. He can't get a title fight. It wouldn't be fair to Ilya.
Ilya doesn't deserve it.
How? He's your favorite fighter.
Okay, so if Islam doesn't fight Ilya, does he get stripped?
Yes.
If John Jones doesn't fight Tom Aspinall, does he get stripped?
No.
Bullshit.
No.
Thank you guys for watching the Hardcore and the Casual podcast. I'm not even letting him get in his say because that's just a bullshit take.
How? John Jones is the greatest of all time. Islam's not nowhere near the greatest.
He's the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world.
Doesn't make him greater than John Jones.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't make him greater than Alex Pereira. It makes him the
best fighter in the world right now, deserving of moving up a weight class and doing whatever Islam wants. Islam should be able to do what he wants more than John Jones can because Islam has actually defended his belt 3 times. He's been fighting on a yearly basis. He hasn't been ducking contenders.
What do you mean? John Jones literally has been fighting for like 20 years.
1 time a year for the last 10 years does not count for anything.
But against the best of the best?
And sometimes not even for 3 years. Jones didn't fight for 3 years. He fights bulking. 1 time a year.
He was bulking. Then he got injured.
Jones fights 1 time a year.
The pectoral tear.
Jones fights 1 time a year.
He just had a dominant fight last year.
He almost lost that fight to Stipe in the 2nd round. What are you talking about?
Stipe's a legend, dude.
Stipe was out of action for 4 years, and he was 42 years old. John Jones deserves nothing. He
finished him with a spinning back kick.
John Jones deserves to fight the interim champion. That is what John Jones deserves. Islam deserves to fight an actual contender.
Beat Dontel Mays?
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Shut the hell up. Let me ask you this. Islam, has he only fought guys that have been featherweights and have moved up to lightweight?
Yes.
And have you said in the past that he needs to fight actual lightweights?
Yes.
So why the hell would he fight another featherweight when everyone is just going to complain that he only fights featherweights? Why would he do that if everyone is still going to complain that he's never fought a lightweight? Because this featherweight is better
than all of the lightweights in the lightweight division.
That's fine and dandy. That will not stop anyone from saying it online. They're all going to still say... So it's better for him to fight someone at 170 than to fight someone in his division? No, I'd rather Islam either fight a lightweight, Arman, Oliveira, Gaethje, Patty, or fight at welterweight. Move up a division. Fight JDM if he beats Bilal this weekend.
Why doesn't Poirier get another title shot then?
Because Poirier's retiring. He's done. And he's got another title fight. He's fighting for the BMF title.
That doesn't mean anything.
You were saying it did mean something last time.
It meant something. No. First of all, Ilia Topuria should be the BMF champion.
No, because the BMF title wasn't on the line.
It should have been.
The featherweight title was on the line.
How? You can't just keep the BMF in the featherweight division. It started off in the 170 division.
If we go by that logic, then Kamaru Usman is the BMF champion. No, Leon Edwards, no. Bilal Muhammad is the BMF champ by that logic. Because Usman beat Jorge Masvidal, and then Leon beat Usman, and then Bilal beat Leon. So by your logic, Bilal Muhammad is the BMF champion.
Honestly, yeah, because Leon knocked out Kamaru, He finished, but then they had a decent fight, and then the way Bilal beat Leon Edwards, you could say BMF.
No, Bilal Muhammad is not the BMF. There's no... In what world is Bilal Muhammad the baddest motherfucker?
Best.
No.
He's better than Islam.
Bilal would get beaten up by Islam. Bilal would get beaten up by Islam.
Bilal sparred with DDP.
Bilal is a weight division bigger and somehow is still smaller than Islam. Have you seen them stand next to each other, pictures of them together? Islam is bigger than Bilal.
Bilal's stronger.
No, he's not.
Yeah, yes.
No, Islam. Yeah. Have you seen Islam?
Yes.
Dude looks like he was sculpted out of clay. Have you seen him flex his back? Bilal Muhammad could barely hold down Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards got up like 10 times in that fight.
Leon Edwards is a GOAT.
Leon Edwards gets one lucky kick against Usman, and all of a sudden he's a GOAT. He just got beat up.
Usman,
Leon
beat
Edwards
Colby.
Leon Edwards just got beat up by Sean Brady.
Beat Usman and beat Colby.
Leon Edwards just got beat up by Sean Brady.
Beat up Usman twice and beat Colby.
Leon Edwards just got beat up by Sean Brady.
He beats two of the best welterweights of all time,
who are now both about to get knocked out by Joaquin Buckley. So
one of them dead.
Joaquin Buckley is not that good. I'll stand on that. I will stand on that.
He's actually gotten better over the years.
And what? Well, yeah, no, I completely agree. He's gotten better over the years. I still don't see Joaquin Buckley as one of the best welterweights in the world. So if he beats Usman, then Usman's washed. I already know Colby's washed. He fucking didn't do anything against Leon and then got beat up by Joaquin. Leon Edwards is washed. Usman's washed. Colby's washed. That whole last generation is gone. We have a new generation. We've got Jack Della Maddalena, Shavkat, Ian Gary, Joaquin Buckley, I guess. Bilal Muhammad. This is the new generation of guys. That's it. Those guys all suck. Leon sucked. Usman sucks.
Tom Aspinall sucks.
You mean the guy that has a 2-minute fight time average?
Yeah.
The guy that's knocked out every opponent that he's fought?
Who's not going to beat John Jones.
Yeah, because John Jones won't fight him.
John Jones.
How is he supposed
John Jones needs 6 months.
How is he supposed to fight and beat John Jones if John Jones is ducking him at every occasion?
How is he ducking him?
John Jones doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall. Are you genuinely saying that John Jones wants to fight?
Yes.
Well, then why hasn't it happened yet?
He just said he needs 6 months.
Why?
He's ready.
Why?
To heal?
What?
I mean, he just
to heal from what?
He's 38.
Then maybe it's time to retire.
Maybe it's time to fight the younger guy and give some time.
Maybe it's time to not hold up the division anymore. If you can't make it to your
Tom
fight,
Aspinall's not that good. He can't give him 6 months.
No, I'm saying that John Jones, if he needs a year to, if he needs every time he needs to fight, he needs a year to
6
prepare.
months.
No, it's already been 6 months since he's fought. So if he needs an extra 6 months, that's a year. Are you saying he wants to fight in November? Because that'll be a year since his last fight.
Earlier, actually.
No. If he's fighting in November, then it will have been 1 whole year since his last fight. If you need a year to prepare for each one of your fights, then maybe you're holding up the division and you just need to move on.
The division's not going anywhere.
Because he's sitting at the top of it and he won't let anyone go anywhere.
Because Tom Aspinall hasn't ran through the division fully. He could fight Cyril Gane. If he's that good, he could fight Cyril Gane, finish him with the 2-minute time that he has.
He's the interim champion. He shouldn't be defending his belt.
But he hasn't
fighting
fought. Okay, if Tom Aspinall was to beat John Jones, who does he fight next?
Cyril Gane. But he should be fighting for the title first.
If he's going to fight Cyril Gane after, why not fight him before?
Let me ask you this. If he's going to beat everyone before fighting John Jones, and then he beats John Jones, who the fuck is he going to defend? Who's he going to defend against? He will have already beaten everyone in the division, and then if he beats John, wins the undisputed belt, then who does he defend against? He's got no one to defend against. He's just on the top of the mountain. Even if he still needs people so that when he beats John, wins the belt, he has people to defend against.
Okay, he beats Cyril Gane, but then he already beat the rest of the division. He has to sit anyway.
That's what I'm saying. He should save Cyril Gane so that he beats John Jones. Let Cyril Gane maybe get one more victory because he doesn't deserve a title fight.
Immediate title shot. He just beat Volkov.
Volkov won that fight.
No, he did not.
I don't care what anyone says. Volkov won that fight. Everyone in the crowd, everyone online.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
Live?
Volkov won that fight.
No, bro.
Just because they scored it for Gane doesn't mean that Volkov didn't win that fight. Volkov won that fight. And I'll stand on that. We could rewatch it and do a fight review.
We have to.
He won that fight. He won that fight.
Sorokin dominated.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He won the first fight back in 2021. Mm-hmm. The fight from like 4 months ago. Volkov won that fight. So Ciryl Gane doesn't even deserve a title fight. I think they should rerun that Volkov versus Gane 3. Winner.
Volkov versus Gane 3? Are you crazy?
Yes.
Over Curtis Blades versus Ciryl Gane?
What do you mean? Curtis Blades is fighting a random nobody on the next pay-per-view.
Exactly, because the division's not going anywhere.
Because John Jones is holding it up.
So you're saying John Jones is holding up the entire
John
division?
Jones is the reason why the heavyweight division is in such disarray.
And now if he beats Tom Aspinall,
then he's going to retire because he doesn't want to fight anyone else. So he's not fighting Tom Aspinall.
He's fighting Derek Lewis if he beats Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall is not going to fight John Jones because John Jones doesn't want the fight because John Jones is scared of Tom Aspinall.
If John Jones beats Tom Aspinall, does he get to pick who his next opponent is, whether it be Alex Burr or Derek Lewis?
If John Jones accepts the fight against Tom Aspinall, John Jones can do whatever he wants. All he has to do is accept the fight against Tom Aspinall. If he beats Tom,
he's already accepted.
If he beats Tom or loses to Tom, then he can go off and do whatever he wants afterwards. But you have to defend against the interim champion.
So if he beats Tom Aspinall, he could fight Pereira or Derek Lewis.
He could do whatever the hell he wants after he defends his goddamn belt against the interim champ.
Does that solidify him as the GOAT, whether if he wins or loses?
If he beats Tom Aspinall, then yes, he is the GOAT. He is already the GOAT. I'm not saying he's not the GOAT. So
even if he loses, he'll still be the GOAT.
Yes, John Jones would still be the GOAT, even if he loses to a 25-year-old Tom Aspinall who's in the prime of his career, who's knocked out everyone. I wouldn't hold that against John Jones if he lost.
Do you think a younger John Jones could beat Tom Aspinall? Or give him a better run for his money?
A younger John Jones weighed 100 pounds less than Tom Aspinall. Are you saying a younger John Jones who weighs as much as John Jones does now? Because that would be closer, but still, like, he weighed 205 pounds 10 years ago. Tom Aspinall weighs 285 pounds walking around. Like, Tom Aspinall has to cut to get to heavyweight.
Are you serious?
No, I don't think so. I think he weighs like probably 260 something walking around.
Yeah, I was gonna
say
he doesn't really. 280 is crazy.
But like, all I'm saying is he's much bigger than the average.
He was gonna fight
Jones.
Francis, but Francis is more power, less technical.
Francis, I feel for that man. Francis has had a hard couple of years.
Hey, but you know what? He got his boxing payday. He's good right now.
Francis just allegedly might have killed someone in a car crash. Allegedly.
Are you serious?
Yes. He also had his child passed away. He got knocked out by Anthony Joshua, and he just hasn't had a great couple of years. But apparently, a couple of weeks ago, allegedly, he killed someone in a car crash. So, allegedly. I don't know what the legality is about me saying stuff like this. It was allegedly. I heard
Probably
it online.
Get sued for something like that.
Please don't sue me. Allegedly, he killed someone. That's just what I'm hearing online. If you want to go sue someone, sue whoever I heard it from.
Don't copyright this.
So, all right. I think that's enough. I'm done talking about this. We always spiral into either talking about John Jones or Alex Pereira. It always comes down to one of those two. I don't even remember who's in this main event. What's his name again? Who cares?
Decision, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah, split decision, man. All right. Thank you guys for watching the Hardcore and the Casual. Thank you, Mr. Battle for the Bank and Mr. Champion. Somehow you managed to be a casual and still hold both the titles. I don't know how that works, but congratulations. I have been your host, Justin. That has been Elijah. Thank you guys for joining the Hardcore and the Casual podcast. If you want to check out the most recent Battle for the Bank video, please go click that. Took a lot of effort. Took a lot of painstaking hours on this couch of me editing, so please go check it out. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out. MMA fans, if you want more content like this, please click right here. Go under playlists and check out all the variety we have to offer. And if you want a suggestion on where to start, click on this video right here. If you want to be up to date or communicate with us on any of our social media platforms, check out That Casual HQ. And we will see you all soon. Stay casual.